Welcome back you guys. In last class we have discussed up to the stages of follicular development and the regulation of the follicular development portion was left. So we have not drawn the correct diagram. We have discussed all things about the stages of follicular development, just figure portion was left. This is the figure of the different follicle, like this one is the primordial follicle, this one is the primordial follicular stage, this one is the primary follicular stage, this one is the secondary follicular stage, this one is the tertiary follicular stage. Again this tertiary follicular stage is of two type. What are those? Those are early tertiary follicular stage and late tertiary follicular stage. The explanation part we have discussed in our last class. I will give you those in the I button. Very little we will discuss here. This one is the primary follicular stage, this one is the oocyte, this one is the oocyte. These are the, we have discussed in our last class that these are the pregranulosa cells, these are the granulosa cells, pregranulosa cells, these are the pregranulosa cells, these are the granulosa cells, and these here these are the pretheca cells, and these are the theca cells. We have discussed all these things in our last class. I will give it in your I button. One point here it to be marked, that the size of the tertiary follicle is, you have to remember this value, that is 20 millimeter, that means up to 2 to 2.5 centimeter, that means 2 to 2.5 centimeter is the size of the matured Graafian follicle. Here this one is the zona pellucida, this is the zona pellucida, this is the glassy material, that is mucopolysaccharide in nature, that will be the secreted by the granulosa cells, which will present between the oocyte and between the primary oocyte and the granulosa cells. Now come to the regulation of follicular development. From our previous discussion, we all know that this follicular development is having 4 stages. Those are the primordial follicular stage, primary, secondary and tertiary. This tertiary follicular stage further divided into early tertiary follicular stage and late tertiary follicular stage. Now come to the primary follicular stage. We will here only discuss about the regulation part. We have discussed in our previous discussion about the stages and different characteristic of this follicular development. So primordial follicular stage, the regulation here is completely local, no role of gonadotropin. It is purely a local phenomenon. Now come to the primary follicular stage. This one is, here there is minimal role of gonadotropins. So the in primary follicular stage, the major role here is the chemical substance. Here major role is by the chemical substances secreted from granulosa cells, secreted from granulosa cells, granulosa cells. Main role here is secretion from the chemical substances secreted from granulosa. Here the chemical substances secreted from granulosa cells will promote these granulosa cells to changing into the pretheca cells. Pretheca cells, here pretheca cells will be formed by these chemical substances secreted from granulosa cells, and later on those pretheca cells will get converted into theca cells in the tertiary follicular stage. And here also the role of gonadotropins, that means the role of LH and FSH, role of LH and FSH, LH and FSH, this will promote this LH and FSH. Here there is here there is gonadotropin here secreted in very small amount, okay. So the role of here role of gonadotropin is, role of gonadotropin here is to promote further follicular development, to promote further follicular development, further follicular development. Okay. This primary follicular stage is present at the time of childhood, at the time of childhood, at the time of childhood, and this secondary follicular stage will be present at the time of puberty. This early tertiary follicular stage will be present at the time of menarche, and this late follicular stage at the time of ovulation, at the time of ovulation. Now what will happen in secondary, how this secondary follicular stage will be regulated? This secondary follicular stage, here there is main role of gonadotropin. Here now main role of gonadotropin will come here. Gonadotropin will come here. What they will do? Here these granulosa cells here will acquire the FSH receptor activity. Granulosa cells will acquire here the FSH receptor activity, and those granulosa cell will secrete the estrogen here. This estrogen will promote this estrogen. However, these estrogen are less in concentration. These also help in further follicular development, further follicular development. Now come to the regulation of the early tertiary follicular stage. This early tertiary follicular stage is attained at the time of menarche. That means at the time of appearance of menstrual cycle, at the time of appearance of menstrual cycle. The stage before this was the secondary follicular stage. The secondary follicular stage was present at the time of puberty, but this tertiary follicular stage will be attained at the time of menarche, that means appearance of menstrual cycle itself. In secondary follicular stage, the granulosa cells have derived the FSH receptor activity. So now what will happen here? This granulosa cells have already derived FSH receptor activity in the secondary follicular stage. So here what they will do? This FSH will stimulate the granulosa cells for the secretion of the estrogen. So estrogen secretion from granulosa cells will happen here. Now here is the in early tertiary follicular stage. Here there are main role of gonadotropin. Here there are main role of gonadotropins. That means here the main role of LH and FSH has main role in early tertiary follicular stage. In our previous follicular stage, these have minimal role. This LH and FSH has just minimal role, just it is required in less amount to promote the follicular stage into next stage. But here there is main role of these gonadotropins. What this will do? Just look at the board. This estrogen, what this estrogen will do? This estrogen along with FSH, will induce LH receptor activity. In the granulosa cells. And in early tertiary follicular stage, these theca cells also have developed well. These theca cells, this estrogen produced here will also induce LH receptor activity in theca cell also. LH receptor activity in theca cell also. These theca cells, on stimulation of these theca cells by LH, will produce the androgen. These androgen will further get converted into estrogen by the enzyme aromatase. With the help of enzyme aromatase in granulosa cells, these androgen will become substrate for granulosa cells. With the help of this enzyme aromatase, these androgens will get converted into estrogen. So in this way, and other thing here we have to know, this LH will also stimulate these granulosa cells. LH will also stimulate the granulosa cells to produce progesterone. So here three hormones are abundant. What are those? Those are this androgen. First one, this one is the estrogen, then progesterone and this androgen. These are the three hormones. Those are present in abundant in early follicular stage. Now this estrogen will do another function. This estrogen will also cause, this estrogen will cause the, is responsible for the LH surge. LH surge, that means increased secretion of this LH, luteinizing hormone. This luteinizing hormone is which is essential for ovulation, which is essential for ovulation. This increased synthesis of LH is done at the level of both, at the level of hypothalamus and pituitary, hypothalamo pituitary axis. This estrogen will act at the hypothalamo pituitary axis. In this way, this estrogen will cause LH surge. Now come to the regulation of late tertiary follicular stage. In late tertiary follicular stage, just remember the figure, the granulosa cells and other cells, theca cells, are developed completely here. So there is more and more synthesis of estrogen here. This increased estrogen will cause LH surge here. LH surge, that these things will we have seen in the previous early tertiary follicular stage. Under normal condition, this estrogen will inhibit LH synthesis, but when this concentration of estrogen increases more than 200 picogram per ml, this will stimulate both at the level of hypothalamus and pituitary. This will cause increased synthesis of LH, that is required for ovulation. Further, this LH will cause progesterone secretion. This progesterone have proteolytic enzyme activity. This proteolytic enzyme activity will cause distension of follicle, will cause increase in follicular fluid volume. Now the tertiary follicle is mature enough to rupture, to release secondary oocyte, that is the ovulation. This LH will also help in synthesis of prostaglandins and leukotrienes. This prostaglandin, along with help of plasmin, will cause rupture of the follicle. Rupture of the tertiary follicle, so that the secondary oocyte will come out. Will come out from matured Graafian follicle. That is called ovulation. That is what we know. That is the ovulation. Here there is role of role of oxytocin hormone also here, role of oxytocin hormone, role of oxytocin. What this oxytocin will do? Oxytocin will cause contraction of follicular wall, contraction of follicular wall, contraction of follicular wall. So in this way our topic, our discussion for this oogenesis part is ends now. Now whatever your query, ask in comment section, and so very thank you to all of you.